Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our 7th episode of Swimming Podcast. If you're new here, I'm Kate, and every week I talk with different people who have positively impacted the sport of swimming. We have another fantastic guest for this episode today. She's a 2-time Olympian, 5-time national champ in both the pool and open water swimming, and she's currently the Director of Marketing for the Fitter and Faster Swim Tour. With that said, let's get our special guest, Chloe Sutton, on the show. Chloe, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be on the show.
No problem. I'm really excited you're here too. So let's first talk a little bit about how you first started in swimming. Can you just tell me about that?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was born, my mom was one of those moms who just really liked to put me in all the different sports and all the different things, so I got to wear a cute, frilly little outfit. So I was in cheerleading and ballet and like tap dancing and anything where I got to wear a tutu pretty much. And one day in my ballet class, there was another little girl who wanted to join the swim team, but she didn't want to go by herself. So she asked if I would go try out for the swim team with her. And so I went with her, and I think we just kind of went to, like the first little practice just to, so the coach could get to know us. And I got out of the water, and I went over to my mom, and I told her two things. The first thing I told her was that I didn't want to do any other sport anymore. I just wanted to swim. And the second thing I told her was that I was going to go to the Olympics someday. So obviously I'm one of those people that I say I have no chill. If I'm going to do something, obviously I said no other sports, just swimming. So that was number one. And then I was going to go to the Olympics. So if I'm going to do something, I completely dive into it. And also if I'm going to do something, I'm going to be the very best at it. So that was pretty apparent right away. And that's just the story of how it all started.
Yeah, that's great. I was the same way. I tried all the different sports and just landed on swimming. So obviously you did open water swimming and regular swimming. So which one was your favorite? Did you have a favorite? And what were the biggest challenges for the both and the biggest differences?
Yeah, so it really would have depended on when you asked me in my career which was my favorite. My favorite event definitely changed just, throughout my life. So, when I got started with open water swimming, it was at a point where I was like 13, 14 years old, and I hit a major plateau where I didn't have the best time for a couple of years. I had broken a lot of the 11, 12 national age group records, and then after that, it was so hard. That age up from 12 to 13 is so hard. I was really frustrated with my time, and I was so fixated on the fact that I was adding time, that when I got presented with trying open water swimming, the fact that there were no times, the fact that it was just, I could just go out there and race, the fact that there were so many different components, so many things that I couldn't control, allowed me to really let go and just be like an 8-year-old racing as hard as I could again. I was just racing for the love of racing. I didn't know what my times were. It really brought something back to its purest form for me. So that for a while, the open water was my definite favorite. And the things I loved about it were, like I said, the many components, the unpredictability, and that you could just kind of let go and let the race happen. As I got better in open water swimming, after I went to the Olympics in it, as time went on, all of those components started to get kind of scary for me. The fact that there were so many things that I couldn't control, those things started to kind of drive me crazy. So, I started to fall kind of out of love with open water swimming and back in love with the pool again. And so around 2010, when I was about 18 or 19 years old, that's when I went back to the pool. And, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Did you train in the ocean for open water, or did you still train in pool? Because I started open water, I think when I was 12, and it was only a 2K, and I'm working up towards it. But I only trained in the pool for a little. Did you alternate still between ocean and pool, or just train in the pool?
Yeah, so I would say 98% of my training was in the pool. You don't really need to get into the open water all that much. So I think, what you're doing is just fine. It's good to get a little bit of open water practice in every once in a while, but it's not necessary. So, every once in a while, I was fortunate enough to live in Southern California, where we had a lot of really great places we could go do open water swimming. And I also had a really great group of open water swimmers. You know, I was with Ashley Twitchell and Fran Crippen and Nika Burden and some other, you know, like really, you know, big names in open water swimming. So, you know, we would go out together with our coach and swim open water together. But, you know, it's hard as a swimmer, you know, if you're going to go do an open water practice, you have to make sure that the safety, you know, watchers are there, somebody to be on the beach or on the shore, somebody to, you have to make sure that you're in the water with somebody. So, you know, I can understand how it can be hard to get out in the open water. So I highly recommend just doing most of the training in the pool and then, every once in a while trying to organize something out in a larger body of water.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, obviously, you went to the Olympics for both pool and open water. Do you have a favorite memory from each that you can think of?
I don't know if I really have too much of a favorite memory. When people ask me that question, a bunch of stuff just kind of comes flying into my head, you know. I would say in 2008, walking in opening ceremonies was really, really special. I would say that was probably my highlight of both of my experiences. You know, China you know, that opening ceremonies in particular as well, where everything was just over the top. It was so amazing. So I would say that's probably a highlight, but it's hard because I don't feel like I fully got to appreciate and experience being at the Olympics because, and most Olympians will probably tell you this, you kind of have to treat it like just another swim meet. So you don't really like fully immerse yourself in the fact that you're at the Olympics until after you're done competing. And then a lot of times you're just going home after that. So, but yeah, walking opening ceremonies in 2008 was amazing. In 2012, I got really close with my roommate, Claire Donahue, and we just got to do a lot of exploring after we competed together. Being in the stands for all 8 of Michael Phelps' gold medals in 2008 was pretty incredible. And then being in the stands for the Jason Lezak last leg of that 4x100 free relay, taking down the French, that was another highlight. But yeah, I mean, it's always, you know, each of my Olympic experiences was pretty different, and I was pretty different ages, and they're both very special.
Yeah, I was gonna actually talk about that and how you were so young your first Olympics. What was the biggest difference for you, like mentality wise, going into that? Did you treat it a little differently, or was it treated just like a swim meet?
Yeah, when I was 16, I definitely spent most of the time like freaking out. My roommate at that Olympics was Megan Kwan, and then she became Megan Jendrick after she got married. And she was quite a bit older than me. I think she was 26 or so at the Beijing Olympics, and so she was like my mom. She now has like at least 2 kids, I think, and so she, she's definitely that kind of mom type, and so she really tried to protect me and help guide me through the whole process. And she had gone to her first Olympics when she was very young as well. So yeah, my first Olympics, I was definitely like kind of freaking out the whole time, but I was also there for a very long time. That was my open water Olympics when I was 16, and the open water races were not until like 2 weeks after the pool, and so I traveled with the pool team, and then I was there for like 3.5 or longer, like about weeks, like a very long time. So there I got there and I was like freaking out for a while, and then right when I finally started to settle down, that was about the time that it was time to leave, And then in London, I feel like I had a better handle on just being kind of calm, trying to balance, like I said, being at the Olympics and appreciating being there, but also trying to, remember and act like it's just another swim meet and treating it as just another swim meet. So, yeah, very different experiences. When I was 20, I was able to bond a little bit more with the team. I was a pool swimmer at that one too, so I felt like I was a little more part of the team. So yeah, it's going to the Olympics is so surreal. Like, I don't think it really sinks in until you get home that, oh my gosh, I'm an Olympian. Even the second time around, it doesn't quite sink in that you got to go to the Olympics until after you get home and you get to celebrate with family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Being Olympian probably has opened a lot of different opportunities for you. Do you want to talk about your Fitter and Faster now and a little bit about that and what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's funny because, you asking me about my Olympic experiences, it feels like remembering a dream. It feels like almost a different lifetime, like, it's really weird for me to think about, wow, I can't believe, yeah, I actually did that. That's pretty cool. Because I really think of, the way that you go through the sport and you go, okay, first I've got to make state or junior Olympics, then I got to make sectional, then I got to make junior nationals. I feel like going to the Olympics was just like one of those stepping stones, right? Like in swimming, you can picture those stepping stones, those goals that you accomplish along the way to achieving whatever your ultimate goal is. And now that I'm out of swimming, I see such a bigger picture, and swimming seems like just one of those stepping stones in the process of me being able to do what I do now. And I see that future stepping stone and how that's going to develop as well. So yeah, swimming gave me a platform to do what I was ultimately meant to do, which is work with kids and help kids get closer and understand how to, go through the process and get closer to achieving their goals. So I'm very thankful that I've been able to turn my swimming into a career where I've been able, I always felt like I was meant to be a swimmer. And I was like, oh man, I'm even more meant to be somebody who does these swim clinics and somebody who works for Fitter and Faster. And exactly what I'm doing now is what I'm meant to be doing right now. So with Fitter and Faster, for those of you who don't know, we are the premier swim clinic and swim camp company in the United States, and we produce several hundred events per year. I think right now, like, April is going to be a busy month for us. We've got over 50 events in the month of April across the United States, where we send elite clinicians, is what we call them. So people who have achieved a high level of the sport, whether that be, winning at NCAAs or competing at the Olympics or winning a national championship or swimming at the World Championships or achieving a world record or an American record. We work with, a lot of, relatively different levels, but the thing that they all have in common is that they're great teachers and they connect to swimmers of all ages extremely well. And so we send our elite clinicians around the country to work with communities and swim teams or LSCs or whoever wants us. We send those people around the country to produce swim clinics or swim camps. We have everything from one day, one session events all the way to right now we've got several, we call them academies, and they're 5-day long swim camps with 2 sessions each day. So one for younger kids and then one for older kids. So a total of 10 sessions. Swimmers can attend 5 of the sessions over the course of 5 days and improve in all areas of racing fast. Yeah, and it's just an absolute dream come true to be a part of, something so amazing where we get to see kids be affected by our camps through either racing faster or getting more confidence. And, today I've had surveys from this past weekend. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona with Elvis Burrows, who's a Bahamian Olympian, and Marina Spadoni, who was the team captain at ASU. And I've been watching our surveys roll in over today and from the camp we did this past weekend, and it's just so cool to see the impact that we have on all of these swimmers. And we've made a lot of big improvements over the past year or so to the business, and it's cool to be a part of that as well and see this company doing extremely well and doing good too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, obviously, because you're part of such a successful company, which is helping younger swimmers and, like you said, older swimmers just improve their career and hopefully, obviously, reach your dream and what you were able to achieve, the Olympics. So do you have a favorite drill that you like to teach? Maybe it doesn't have to be like a specific stroke. Any that maybe swimmers listening at home right now can maybe write down or tell to their coach?
That's so hard. Oh man, I don't know if I've got a favorite drill, just kind of overall. I love anything in freestyle that's working on like balance. Any like really challenging drill that's working on swimmers just having better body awareness and better control. I would say maybe my favorite drill would be like the paddle on your head freestyle, where you put the paddle on top of your head and you swim. And if you're breathing correctly, the paddle will stay on your head. Or I have this drill where you kick flat on your stomach with one arm up and one arm down. And your goal is to stay completely flat and keep your hands still and your hips high, and you just turn your head to breathe. And it's such a simple drill, but most swimmers really struggle with it the first time they do it. And I see it immediately translate into a faster freestyle stroke. So freestyle is definitely my favorite thing to teach, but I would say the most popular subjects that people want me to teach are starts and turns. So that's usually what I'm teaching, and those are also so fun to teach and so fun to work with swimmers. But it's one of the difficult things about that question is it kind of depends on what the swimmers need to work on.
Yeah.
So every camp I go to, I don't go into it with any kind of plan. I have the swimmers do a warm up. Where I have them do usually it's just a 200 free and then 450s IM order, and I watch their technique and I watch their turns and I watch their streamlines, and I see what this group of swimmers need to work on the most and what level they are, and what the kind of trends are across the whole group, and then I kind of design my curriculum in my head at the beginning there. So a lot of times it just depends on what the group needs to work on. Sometimes you're like, oh, I want to work on freestyle balance and all these complicated connection drills, and then you watch them swim and you're like, oh wow, these guys need to work on just maybe staying on the surface of the water. And then sometimes you go into with a plan of, oh, I'm gonna teach this really simple curriculum, and you get there and these kids are super fast. You've got to take it to a whole new level, really get nitty gritty about all the technique aspects. And I think that's one of the funnest parts of swimming is there's just infinite ways to help people improve, and it's never perfect. There's always ways to get faster.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the drill that you said about swimming with the paddle on your head, my team does that for warm up every Wednesday.
Wow.
We have different warm ups, and I love that drill, and because it's really helping me with my stroke. So yeah, that I can tell that drill does work. But I'm gonna wrap it up here with one more question. I like finishing off all my podcasts here. I know you said it's kind of hard to think of a favorite memory from your Olympics, but is there a favorite place, maybe favorite country that swimming has taken you that's just your favorite or sticks out?
I would say there's my favorite place that I've been is because it's so unique. I'd say there's two. I love culture. I love history. And Istanbul, Turkey, was so interesting because you can tell that it's got an influence of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Yeah. And I really, really enjoyed going to Istanbul. It's got so much history. I thought that was really interesting. It's not necessarily somewhere I'd maybe go back to, but I'm so glad that I got to experience it. And then the other place is Dubai, just because it's also just so interesting. It's so different, and it just, you feel like you're almost on a different planet, and it was just so cool to be able to explore there. And so, I'd say those are probably my two favorite places that swimming has taken me, and it's just so cool that I got to do that. Yeah,
that's great. I haven't been to either, so maybe I'll put it on the list, but thank you again.
Yeah, definitely do.
Yeah, thank
you. Thank you so much for having me, and best of luck, and everybody swim fast.
Yeah, thank you again. That's a wrap on episode 7. Make sure you follow Chloe on Instagram and YouTube. I'll put all of her links down below. And I'll see you next week.